Okay, now this movie made me feel a few things, not happy things. If you're new here, hit subscribe. It lets me know that you enjoy this type of content, and it lets you know whenever I've got more stuff coming out. Now, on with the review. Catch the fair one. This film was not what I was expecting, based just on the blurb of it. My take on this movie is that we've got a boxer preparing for the biggest fight of her life, which is true, but the biggest fight of her life, she's actually searching for her missing sister, and that takes on a whole new path. I'm going to say this right off the bat. Reis, in the role of Kaylee, the main girl we're following here, absolutely phenomenal acting, which goes double when you learn this is her first movie. See the micro expressions and just watching her reactions to even the things she's doing? Incredible. I am very impressed with her first movie and cannot wait to see what she does next. So really there's not much in regards to the plot of this movie. You've got Kaylee, who is searching for her missing sister. She is an ex-boxer at this point. Shows you her fight a few times. Absolutely fuck getting in her bad books. She is fast as fuck and strong. Now she learns that her sister's been caught up in a kind of sex trafficking ring. She goes to a PI, gets the information and works out really how to enter this ring herself. She's planning to take it down from the inside. This film really instills just an absolute sense of hopelessness. Not only in the story, the way it's shot as well, the colours they've used is very drab on purpose. You're with her 100% of the way through this movie. The camera will stay on Kaylee for the most part just to see how she's reacting to these situations. Whether that's her learning the information about where her sister is, practicing for fights. Now these fights, she's actually going through a bit more training. Yeah, it's boxing training. She's going through training because she doesn't know what she's going to come up against. So she's getting ready for anything here. Going up against people double her size, triple her weight. She's living in a women's refuge as well. You see that. She sleeps with a razor under her mouth, you know, waking up and sometimes there's just bleeding coming out of her mouth. And that just sets the tone perfectly, and then that just continues for the rest of this movie. It's telling a message, this movie, quite clearly one that I don't feel I'm qualified to really talk too much on, but it's bloody impactful. The attention to sex trafficking and also the treatment of minorities is definitely on show in this movie, but it never gets political at the same time. It's another positive for this movie. You come away and you're watching it, you get what they're telling you, you understand not just the story but the underlying story to this movie without feeling like it's hitting you over the head with it, and that is a hard line to follow, and they've masterfully done it here. You know, there's a clear system here of how these women get taken, how they get entered into the kind of sex trafficking rings, and where the next channel is, because she is going through just kind of guy after guy to move up the ranks here. A few wrenches get thrown into her plan as she goes on, but she's got enough to handle it. There's a few standout scenes where you're either just, you can't look away, but it is just so disturbing and you feel for her so much. Or even when Kaylee is on the attack and you feel everything she's doing. You see those split-second decisions. Nothing is said out loud, no sound cues play. You see just on her face alone exactly what she's thinking, which again, props to this being her first movie. And she is a boxer, so you do really believe her when she's fighting, training and just throwing down. She's trained in that professionally. She knows how to do it and sell it well because she does it for a living. I don't want to spoil this movie. I really do feel that you should give it a watch for yourself. It is one you may need to be in the mood for, or it's just not for everyone, and I fully get that. However, following her story and seeing the relationships that she has with people, even her mum's relationship is dwindling because clearly since her daughter went missing, she's then formed a support group to help other families, whereas Kaylee's not stopped fighting. It's almost got that parallel between acceptance and denial, and those conflict on top of other issues throughout this movie. And as I said at the start, I genuinely just went into this thinking it was going to be a movie about a boxer who's getting ready for a big boxing match, and it was going to be that kind of story to tell. No. Did not expect the sex trafficking. Look, this film is gritty as hell. You stay with Kaylee, or KO as she is in the movie, for as much of this as you possibly can. You feel everything she's thinking, and just watching her navigate the channels and getting picked up and getting involved in the sex trafficking process and seeing that play out and what happens to her and how she's treated, you can't look away, but at the same time you feel it in your stomach at sometimes. You really do. And weirdly, for a movie that is very dark, it paces itself very, very well. There is a couple of uses of flashback as well, but they never take away from the current story and they help to push it forward. It's interesting how they use them and what they do. Make time for this movie. Give this a watch. As I said, it might not be for you, but put it on and see how you're feeling anyway. And they were some of just my thoughts on Catch the Fair one. Have you seen it? If you have, let me know down below. Do we agree or disagree? And if you are new here and you've not subscribed yet, give that a hit and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.